the last dragon rider. For as long as I can remember, the skies have been empty, devoid of the mighty wings and piercing cries that once pierced the clouds and stirred the soul. I have only heard tales of the age when brave dragon riders and their scaled companions flew together over rolling hills and deep blue seas. An age of myths and legends now. But I know in my heart the legends are real. As a child, I discovered ancient texts secreted away in a dusty cave on the edge of the Whispering Woods. Scrolls etched with the sacred art of bonding with dragons, written in an ancient script fading from this world. I taught myself their mysteries, practiced the chants and the rituals until they became second nature. At night, the visions come, conjured from the deepest recesses of my longing. I am soaring through clouds tinged pink by the setting sun, feeling the beat of mighty wings beneath me, the powerful muscles rippling with each stroke, carrying us higher into the crimson-streaked sky. I glance back, looking into an eye of molten gold, filled with wisdom and flair. Opening my mouth, a cry of joy emerges in a voice not my own, the voice of my dragon. The visions are a calling I cannot ignore. A plea from the past, or perhaps just an echo carried on the wind. But I know my purpose, though they are now but myths to most. I am Valkyrie, the last dragon rider. I will journey to the ends of this decaying earth if there is even a sliver of hope our sacred bond can be renewed once more. My quest begins today. After years of searching ancient tomes, I uncovered a prophecy telling of one last surviving egg, bathed in blue light and hidden away in a cavern in the misty peaks. That is my destination. Though the journey will be long and treacherous, the time has come to make the legends real again, to return dragons to the skies where they rightfully belong. I ride for the misty peaks today.
Valkyrie, you made it. Come closer, my child. My time grows short, but I cannot die yet. Not until I have the chance to tell...
Slow down, Alden. Just rest easy. Your teachings have guided me well. Thanks to you, I am prepared.
No, you are not prepared. Not yet. The key to finding the egg lies in the 3 ancient texts, but I only possessed one of them. The others were lost long ago.
The ancient texts? But they're just myths, children's tales.
Oh, but they are very real, and together they reveal the location of the dragon's egg. Seek out the innkeeper, Pyra. She knows more of the text. Now go. My fight ends here, but yours has just begun.
The rocky mountain paths tested both my steed and I to our limits. More than once we were nearly lost to sheer-walled ravines concealed by the low clouds. Exhausted and road-weary, we finally crested the last peak and saw it, the faint glow of Pyra's Inn emerging through the foggy night. It was a beacon of hope, our only shelter for miles in this harsh landscape. Urging my loyal horse onward, we made the treacherous descent. I prayed the mysterious innkeeper held the keys to continuing the quest Aldan had charged me with. I entered the Rowdy Inn, welcomed by the warmth of a crackling fireplace. Approaching the barkeep, a rotund man cleaning mugs, I asked, "Good sir, are you the owner of this establishment?"
I am. Name's Durham. I run this inn. What business have you here?
I am looking for the innkeeper Pyra. Is she present? I was told she could help me.
Pyra. What does a lass like you want with her? She sees few visitors.
It is a matter of great importance. Please, may I speak with her?
I suppose I could fetch her for you. Wait here.
Durham scurried up the creaky stairs. Some time later, a slender figure emerged atop the stairs, faint firelight dancing across her cloak. She strode towards me confidently.
Well, hello there. Aren't you a rare sight? We don't see many travellers this deep into the misty peaks. What brings you to my humble little inn?
I seek knowledge of the ancient texts and their secrets. I was told you know of them.
Secrets, you say, huh? Those old children's tales? What in the world would a nice girl like you want with those?
Please, I must find them.
You seem sincere. Maybe I've heard some tales of giant glowing eggs in the mountains. Meet me upstairs in 1 hour, the room at the end of the hall. Then we'll see if you're worthy of such secrets.
I retired to my room to await my secret meeting with Pyra, pondering what ancient secrets she might reveal. At the arranged time, I crept through the quiet inn to the room at the end of the hall. Taking a deep breath, I knocked softly.
Valkyrie, you came. Please do come in.
She welcomed me inside, lit some candles and bade me sit. After pouring 2 cups of tea, she settled across from me.
I must admit I'm intrigued by your quest, Valkyrie. Not many still believe in the ancient texts or the legends of dragon riders.
The legends? They are a part of me. Please, if you know anything about the texts, you must tell me.
Patience, child. I can tell you that long ago I came upon a worn parchment page tucked away in a merchant's wares. It contained a verse about the slumbering egg, bathed in light of arcana blue, hidden away in caverns twisted and true.
That's it. The light in my visions. What else did it say?
Let's see now. Ah, yes. In solstice sun and under crescent moon, through winding paths you'll find it soon. But only with the compass key will the treasure there reveal itself to thee.
Compass key? Could that be another ancient text?
Perhaps. I know not what it means, but it may help guide you. Tread cautiously, child. The mountains hold many secrets, and many dangers.
Pyra's clues weighed heavy on my mind. Consulting my maps, I set off for a remote cave system said to hold ancient secrets. Days passed as I journeyed deeper within the rocky caverns. Following Pyra's clues,
In solstice sun and under crescent moon,
I ventured deep into the mountain caves.
through winding paths you'll find
Etched
it soon.
markings lined the walls, ancient symbols and scripts barely legible now. But they seemed to align with Pyra's verse, pointing the way towards the Witch's Wood beyond the mountains. If the compass key was real, it would be hidden somewhere within. I pushed onwards, Pyra's warning still fresh in my mind. The mountains did indeed hold secrets, and I was getting closer to uncovering them. The Witch's Wood was aptly named. The gnarled trees seemed alive, their twisted branches reaching out to snag my cloak as I passed. The wind howled through their leaves, carrying whispers in forgotten tongues. Wolves could be heard in the distance, along with more sinister sounds I dared not imagine. Somewhere within this accursed forest, the witch Cyrillana lay in wait. Though few knew what powers she possessed, rumour held that she guarded ancient magics coveted by many. I pressed on, determined to uncover if she held knowledge of the missing compass key. Are you the one they call Cyrillana?
Turn back, child.
I cannot turn back now. I come seeking your wisdom.
These woods hold nothing but death for those who do not respect the ancient pacts.
I mean no harm. I seek only guidance. Please, if you know anything of the compass key, I humbly ask you share your knowledge.
Ah, so you quest for the dragon's egg, then? Many have wasted away in these woods chasing such legends. What makes you worthy of such truths?
I am the last dragon rider, bound by sacred oath to return the dragons to the realm. I cannot turn back now. This is my destiny.
Interesting. We shall see about destiny. Before I reveal any ancient truths, you must prove yourself worthy, Dragon Rider.
She raised her arms and the trees shook violently, their branches twisting into a monstrous wooden beast. It lumbered towards me, ancient limbs creaking. I stood resolute. As it brought its full weight down, I rolled aside, leaving it to crash into the soil. Drawing my sword, I sliced through its gnarled limbs one by one until it collapsed, defeated. Panting, I turned to face Cirillana. She nodded approvingly.
Well done. Few can fell my guardian of the wood. Perhaps you are worthy after all.
She turned abruptly and began striding towards her cottage at the far edge of the clearing. With a wave of her hand, she bid me follow. Wary but eager, I trailed the witch through the misty woods until we arrived at the mossy doorstep of her ancient tree-bound home. She led me inside to a modest room glowing with firelight. With a stirring of her wrist, a kettle began to heat on the hearth.
Sit, child, you must be weary.
She hands me a steaming cup of medicinal tea. I sat on the musty cushion offered and sipped the earthy brew as she settled across from me. The witch's eyes narrowed as she gazed upon me, as if peering into my very soul. The crackling fire cast eerie shadows across her weathered face.
This quest of yours, it will bring only misery. Turn back now, I implore you.
She rose suddenly, circling around me.
Dark magic surrounds the egg. Its awakening shall come at a grave cost. Are you prepared for what you may unleash, child?
Her fingers trailed across my shoulders, giving me a chill. Crouching before me, she grabbed my hands, turning them palm up and studying the lines intently.
I see much hardship along your path, but perhaps it is too late to alter your fate now. Very well. I shall reveal what I know of the legend. But you venture forth at your own peril.
After appraising me for a few moments in silence, she finally spoke of the legend.
The legends say the compass key was gifted to the first dragon riders by the spirits of the forest.
Do you know where I might find this compass key? It is the last piece I need to locate the dragon egg.
Its location is hidden to me, but I can aid your quest in a different way.
She produced an ornately carved compass from her robes. Handing it to me, she whispered arcane words over it.
Astrodomo pateo iter, astrodomo pateo iter.
This will guide you to the egg, but heed my warnings, Dragon Rider. The path is fraught with deathly traps. Tread carefully.
Dragon Rider.
I departed Cirillana's wood with renewed hope. Consulting the swirling compass, I set off towards the snow-capped peaks looming ahead. The compass needles oscillated, leading me higher into the icy mountain paths. As darkness fell on the second day, the compass directed me towards a sheer rock face. Running my hand along its frozen surface, I felt a crack. Widening the gap with my sword, it opened into a hidden cavern entrance. This was it. The compass was leading me to the egg. I steeled myself and stepped inside. I peered down the cavern corridor, illuminated in an eerie glow. At the far end was the faint outline of a doorway, and the only path forward. But between me and it lay an intricate maze of magical tiles covering the floor and walls. There seemed no discernible path, as if the maze could shift at will. As my eyes adjusted, I noticed with dread that the floor was littered with bones and skulls of those who had attempted to pass before me. Their desperate cries seemed to echo through the cold cavern still. But there was no turning back now.
Stay back, human. I am Raxagon, guardian of this ancient cavern. None may pass without first completing the deadly maze before you. Many thieves have faced it and all have perished. You must turn back now or suffer the same fate.
I mean no harm, great Raxagon. I am a dragon rider on a quest of utmost importance. Please, I must pass your maze to continue my journey.
Lies. You are just like all the other greedy thieves lured by legends of treasure. The maze shall expose your true nature soon enough. Now enter if you dare.
Steeling my nerves, I stepped onto the first tile. Instantly the maze came to life around me. Walls shot upward, shifting the path, while floor tiles began sinking into treacherous pits. I darted forward, relying on instinct alone as there was no time to hesitate. Deadly spear traps emerged from the walls, poison darts flew from hidden holes, and flames licked at my heels as I raced through the morphing maze. My quest gave me courage to press onward through seemingly impossible twists and turns. Finally, with lungs burning, I leapt through the exit alcove, collapsing in exhaustion but miraculously unharmed.
Well done, Valkyrie. You've demonstrated courage, but courage alone will not suffice. The next challenge will test your wisdom.
With these words, a subtle glow illuminated an inscription on the cavern's ancient wall. For thousands of years, seen only in tale, the wind as a sail. For one thunderous gale, shiny stores rich in lore, the burning temper, like Earth's call.
Ponder these words and unveil their truth, and the path forward shall open for you.
Silence filled the space, thick and heavy, as I contemplated the riddle, the words weaving through my consciousness, seeking understanding. The glow awaited patiently, casting its gentle light upon the stones, as if bearing witness to my struggle. A dragon. The cavern shuddered subtly in response, its ambience shifting as though acknowledging the correctness of my answer. The glow brightened, revealing a pathway leading deeper into the cavern's mysteries.
Correct, young Valkyrie. With courage in your heart and wisdom in your soul, you are indeed worthy to proceed. Tread carefully, for your journey is far from over.
With the path unveiled, I proceeded, the air around me humming with the ancient magic of the cavern, bearing me onward to face the challenges yet to come.
Go forth then, destined rider, and claim your dragon. Do not fail us. Our realm's future goes with you.
The caverns were a terrifying labyrinth of jagged tunnels and deep chasms, each turn more treacherous than the last. Consulting Cyrilana's quivering compass needle at every fork, I slowly picked my way deeper into the mountain's icy guts. The crumbling tunnels reeked of bat guano and stale air that had not stirred for an age. Strange voices seemed to echo from the very rocks around me, whispering in forgotten tongues, willing me to turn back. But the compass held steady, so I pressed on through the endless darkness. I traversed rickety rope bridges caked in ice, my footsteps dislodging debris that echoed endlessly into the abyssal drops below. Rotted planks cracked underfoot, threatening to plunge me into the lightless pits. More than once, collapsed passages forced me to squeeze through cracks so tight they scraped the skin from my shoulders. Still, I crawled on, even as my cloak snagged on jagged rocks. Finally, after catching my 10th spiderweb across the face, the tunnel opened into a massive, glittering cavern, so brightly lit after the darkness, I had to avert my gaze. As my vision adjusted to the subterranean azure glow, I saw it. Rising from the cavern floor, a giant sapphire egg engraved with ancient runes, bathed in magical light. The long-lost dragon egg. I slowly circled the mammoth egg, mesmerised by the glowing glyphs shifting across its shell. This was the moment I had so long dreamt of. As I reached out to finally place my hand on the egg, a blinding burst of magical energy erupted forth, searing my fingertips. I leapt back with a cry of pain, cradling my smouldering hand. The egg was sealed by powerful ancient magic beyond my ken. Studying the intricately swirling barriers surrounding it, I searched desperately for some gap in their protection. But the magical craftsmanship was unlike anything I had ever encountered. What mystic artifacts or long-forgotten words held the key to bypassing its safeguards? Failure lurked in every shadow here. Without the means to break the spell, the Dragonling within would remain trapped in this crystal prison. I could not turn back now when I had come so far. There had to be a way. Gripping my seared hand, I studied the cryptic glyphs swirling around the egg. Somewhere in their intricacies lay the key to bypassing the spell. If I could only decipher their meaning in time. Pyra's verse echoed through my mind.
Only with the compass key will the treasure there reveal itself to thee.
Of course. The legendary compass key could break the seal. But where in this forsaken cavern could it be hidden? I searched every crevice by the dim, magical light, overturning every rock and stone until my nails cracked and fingers bled. Still, I could not locate the compass. As frustration and despair mounted, I let loose a primal cry and slammed my fists into the cavern wall in defeat. Pain exploded in my hand, but suddenly a damaged portion of the wall cracked under my blow. Daring to hope, I reached inside the fissure, my heart leaping as I pulled forth the treasure within. A moth-eaten scroll encased in ornate silver filigree. The lost compass key. With shaking fingers, I gently unfurled the ancient compass key scroll. The inscription upon it was in the tongue of dragons. Reciting the mystical verse aloud, I held the scroll before the egg reverently. At first, nothing happened. Then suddenly the glowing glyphs flashed blindingly bright before fading away entirely. The spell was broken. Hardly daring to breathe, I slowly reached out and placed my palm upon the egg's smooth shell. I could feel energy pulsating from within. Fine fractures began to web across the surface. Then, with a sound like cracking ice, pieces fell away, revealing the newborn Dragonling encased within. It was covered in translucent slime, but blinked its bright azure eyes up at me. Overwhelming joy flooded through me. I had succeeded beyond hope. Fate had allowed me to be the first to greet this legendary creature as it entered the world. Through trial and sacrifice, our sacred dragon bond was finally forged. I slowly extended my hand towards the curious Dragonling. It sniffed my palm, then nudged its head against my fingers. I felt a surge of energy, our hearts and minds linking together. Gently wiping the slime from its shimmering azure scales, I spoke soothing words to it in the language of dragons that Alden had taught me. Pax, parvula, ego sum amicus tuus, in luce atque in tenebris. Its eyes held wisdom far beyond its minutes of life. I knew then that our souls were intertwined. We had found each other at last. Through our heart's connection, I understood our united purpose. Though the path ahead remained obscured, together we would revive the legacy of the dragon riders. Hope would rise again on dragon's wings. I leaned gently forward, our souls merging. And soon, everyone would see. The legends were true. Dragons were real. Let the quest begin.
This is Detective Lumpkin signing on from the grimy back alleys of New San Francisco. Tune in next week as I hunt a Ripper carving up augmented civilians to harvest their cybernetics. My humanity's on the line in this gritty cyberpunk tale of corruption,